team.
You guys sound heartless, huh?
Oh, okay.
What you did there.
Damn.
All right.
That's where you go, buddy.
I'll even give you a round of applause.
Hey, welcome back to the MikiDz Podcast, episode 23.
Yes.
23, Jordan episode.
You know
Let's
what it
go.
is.
Don't
Let's
throw up any gang
go.
signs. Let me put my hands away.
Yeah,
What am I doing? You know, back in the valley.
Yep.
How's everybody feeling?
Everybody
Good.
feeling good. You know, finally getting out of this food coma. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I just had leftovers again
Man.
at my
Oh,
parents'
my
house. I'm gonna be in this coma for a minute, but
When is the proper? I mean, we're talking 4 or 5 days out of Thanksgiving now. When's the proper time to just let it go?
I think it's now.
The leftover.
I think it's now.
today.
see, with my issue is I don't like seeing food go to waste. So as long as I know my parents have food in their fridge and I know it's gonna be thrown out, I'm gonna get after it.
I mean, what's the point when it's bad for you to eat? After
Well,
a
if
certain
it's
amount
bad
of
for you,
days?
then you gotta throw it out.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I'm saying,
But I mean, it still smells good. It tastes good.
Yeah.
It's good for you. It's fine.
I mean, I think that following Monday is probably like the last day you should be like, because at that point you're eating the scraps.
Let's see
You know
what's
what I
out.
mean? Like,
Thursday, Monday.
all right, yeah, over the weekend
It's still good. I took some leftovers home too.
When's the last time?
today, like on Monday.
Yeah.
You plan on eating them tomorrow?
I'm eating them tomorrow.
When's the last time you took a bite of something and just stopped and you're like, nah, hold up?
I was probably in Italy. Had some bad Italian food. Had some bad
You
pasta.
had bad Italian food.
I've had some of the worst Italian food in Italy.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I've actually heard that before,
Yeah.
but
Well, I would imagine.
I didn't really respect this guy's opinion because he thought Olive Garden was good, and I was like,
Oh,
come on, bro.
Who we talking about?
No, I'm not naming names.
No,
Oh,
This is not that kind of podcast.
he will never be on this podcast.
ever.
Anybody that says Olive Garden is
Kathy
a
will
shit
pull up.
will never be on this
Kathy will
podcast.
pull up.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not allowed.
man.
How was everybody's Thanksgiving?
Good.
Good. I had
Yeah,
a great
man.
one, you know.
Hey,
Spent
very
time
well.
with the family as usual, with the sister, brother-in-law, wifey. We had a cool, quiet, intimate Thanksgiving dinner, you know. We ate, sat on our ass and chilled,
There you
drink. So,
And you were so gracious to host us
oh yes, on
for Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I begged wifey to cancel this shit, but she refuses. This is
Why, you don't like people in your
I
house?
just don't like people in my. You know what? Let me take that back before, because you like setting me up on that shit.
It's an honest
He
question.
was ready to agree
Sean,
with
it's
you
an honest question.
so fast.
You don't like people in your house? No, it's not that I don't like people in my house.
What's your war against Thanksgiving?
All right, Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday.
Okay.
Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. I love
Beyond
it.
all the bad history on there, but
Yeah, absolutely. But you know,
Yeah, what side are you
we've been living together for what, I don't know, 3-4 years now, and she's been doing a Friendsgiving, you know, ever since we moved in together. So that's like her thing. She likes to do it. She doesn't cook on Thanksgiving. She may do like some appetizers because we go to my sister's house.
Yeah.
So that's her way of us having our Thanksgiving. And she invites, we have a lot of friends in town that either are not from LA or, you know, single parents. They don't have families to go have Thanksgiving with. So that's her way of inviting everybody. But we also, everyone who does have family, we get whoever's friends and we cool with or in the inner circle, we like to have them over, just show, you know, love. We don't ask nobody to bring anything but, you know, whatever they're drinking and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You know, we feed everybody and we hang out and we enjoy it. So I don't mind it. You know, again, my place is not that big.
Yeah.
But we do have a backyard. We have, you know, multiple rooms. So when the weather is nice,
Yeah.
it's cool because people are spread out throughout the outside, inside, and stuff like that. But because it was raining,
Yeah.
I seen it was kind of tight in there at times.
And people are going in and out.
Yeah,
You got the mud going in
and
and
that's
out.
the one thing I didn't want to do. And I told her a week. I saw it. I said, "Babe, it's going to rain. We should cancel it."
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I take care. She does all the cooking, so you know I'm in charge of the cleanup. So you ever clean up after 30 people? It's just
Hey,
not fun,
and he got
but-
to it. I was one of the last people there.
Yeah. Mickey
Did you
stuck
help?
around.
And Rell,
Yeah.
no,
Did you help?
I just watched.
Are you
Yeah.
one of those friends?
But he offered. He
did offer.
He did offer, and we were like, "Nah, you're a guest.
How the fuck would me and Rell look like washing dishes together?
We should have saved it for the podcast."
I'm not a small guy.
Gossip guys.
It's just two.
He washes, passes to you, you drive.
Exactly. You know?
Nah, come on, little
But
sister.
no. He definitely offered for help. But you know, he was a guest. We're like, "Nah, man, hang out, chill." Yeah, we knocked it out. I didn't want to wake up in the morning and have a dirty ass kitchen and
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
home and shit. So we
That is
did
the
after
worst.
he left. Like we finished everything up. But it was cool, man. I appreciate you guys coming out, you know.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man.
That
You
shit
know,
was good.
hope you guys enjoyed yourself and enjoyed the food. You know, we got to watch the Laker game in the studio.
Lakers,
Felt the love.
Yeah. So
time.
even though I'm not a Laker fan, put the Lakers on the screen for y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, that's love.
Yeah, you know, I try to be a gracious host, you know.
Nah, you killed it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
I like to think, and I'll put this up for debate with you guys, but I think I saw way more Friendsgiving posts than actual Thanksgiving
I
posts.
agree. I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the thing. I mean, some people, bro, it was like Halloween landing on a Tuesday. Like, we were just dragging out Friendsgivings from like 3 weeks ago and all the way through.
It's kind of not a new thing, but it's kind of a new thing. Friendsgiving.
What's the earliest
like
you can do
announcing your baby's gender reveal parties? Like, it's not a new thing, but it's a new thing.
Is there like a rule? Like, what's the earliest you can have a Friendsgiving on?
I don't think there's a rule.
So like you could literally have a Friendsgiving 2-3 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it might be smarter.
Sure I got invited to one the second Monday of the month.
Yeah, it might be smarter because if you do turkey, you wouldn't want to do it the day before or 5 days before. You want to do like a week or two before.
True.
Yeah, it could be like, bro, and then just not do turkey.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Which is ideal.
But that's what I'm saying. And it's only because we do it the day before Thanksgiving. So it was just like, yo, we try to make stuff that we wouldn't imagine people would have on Thanksgiving or whatever. So it's still good food or whatever, you know. But cool,
yeah.
I think Thanksgiving will be rebranded eventually. And
I hope not, man. Don't fuck up the holiday, man. If it ain't broke,
I don't think it's about. Okay, I'm saying it'll be rebranded into a different name or different meaning behind it versus the whole, like, you know, pilgrims coming in and raping Indians and taking over the land.
I think it already has that. You know what I mean? I think it's more so about
everybody's progressed from that.
Yeah,
I think people look past it. Yeah. They don't do it to celebrate that.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's more about, you know, loved ones just coming together and actually breaking bread and, you know how often. I know in my case, you know, whenever we have Thanksgiving, we get to see some extended family that we don't see that often.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think, like, obviously Christmas as well, as those are the times that we get to see that extended family that we don't get to see that often and just get to chop it up with them. I think, you know, it has transpired into something like that.
Yeah.
More so, or we celebrate it in that form or utilize it in that form than what the whatever way that
we were kind of taught
exactly
as kids growing up.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yeah. How was y'all Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was awesome as usual. The day after that, I went to Chicago. Got to experience a little Black Friday action on Michigan Ave.
Nice.
Shit was packed. People were out, man. People were,
And Chicago in the cold, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't.
I mean, it's cold in California, bro.
It was
what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, Chicago was another level of cold.
It was like 2-degree difference.
Didn't feel that way. It felt a lot colder.
That wind chill
it felt a lot colder in Chicago.
You gotta buy a Chicago coat for Chicago.
Shit. But yeah, I did Roof Friday night, and I think Black Friday had a little bit to do with the people with the low attendance that night.
Okay.
But I think they expected that though. I went to Tao later that night, and I think all around the city it was a little light from what I heard. But I got to see Metro and Navik do Tao. Shout out to those guys. Metro's so nasty with his chirps. He's got like my dream chirps. The chirps I want right before that one bar before the beat drops. Shit's hot.
I was gonna say play the magical.
No,
do you have that?
Do that for him and I'll give him an applause.
Okay.
But yeah, those guys are. I love how they hustle out there. They get busy with it. Spry was out there. Another guy's got nasty chirps. And Dirty Darren, for those that don't know Dirty Darren, he's quite an amazing fellow. Very fun guy. I think all those Chicago guys rally behind and make a big deal about him when he's out and about. He gets drunk.
Nice.
One of those guys. Good guy.
Has a good time.
Yeah, and then I went up to Milwaukee. I did a spot called Lucid Light Lounge, and I've been working on trying to get this one for a while. Finally made it happen through some good friends. And man, Milwaukee's with the hip hop shits.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Yeah, man. They T Grizzly, Dreams and Nightmares, Finetto's probably the. All right, man, I ain't trying to sound racist. I'm trying to go there. But when a white girl holds up Finetto on her phone.
Finito
on her phone, like, that to me took the night away. I'm like, yo, this is Milwaukee.
Right.
This
that was your moment.
This makes Milwaukee what it is.
Takeaway.
But it's also, an hour and a half from Chicago, so I shouldn't be surprised because Chief Keef's Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
But shout out to Donato, Alex. The hospitality was dope. It was a really, really fun hip hop night, and I came back, and that was my weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
I had experienced Black Friday for hands-on.
No sleep.
Yeah. Owning the Mag Park, and we have 3 brick and mortar locations aside from our website, themagpark.com. And yeah, I actually did not have Thanksgiving dinner. Don't sympathize for me, okay? It just we had a little family stuff to deal with. Someone was, not everybody was feeling really up for the travel. Shout out to my little brother Andy. He moved to Riverside recently, and so we were trying to have dinner over there. And just logistically, with the rain, which wasn't planned, obviously, it didn't make the most amount of sense to drive. And kind of historically, one of the worst days to drive, especially in California and rain. Drivers don't mix. So I kind of skipped on the 2-hour drive and decided to pull up to the store at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Jumped on the computer, got some work done right after the McDonald's drive-through, because that's all that was open. So that was my Thanksgiving dinner. But
did the employees look at you like, damn, I'm sorry? No.
I mean, I also wasn't telling nobody.
You wasn't looking at them like that?
Except the world now. But
they were like, hey, you enjoy this meal.
No, they didn't get here till like 10 p.m. I got here at 5.
Shit, told them to bring you a plate.
Nah, it's all good. But, in my, like, I guess, work ethic, it's not something I think somebody would be surprised about.
Yeah.
I almost prefer it. So, growing up and seeing that from my parents. So, anyway, just came to work early, and then we set up. When I got here at 5, we had 5 people in the rain, waiting for us to open the doors.
And you guys,
what did the first person get?
We opened at midnight.
Okay. So they had some time.
Before I get to that part, when we opened the doors, we were at 65 people or so in line. And it had just rained mostly through like the like 9 to like 10:30-ish time. And then we opened up at midnight. Try to get everybody in as fast as possible. First 10 in, kind of get free range of whatever they want to pick. The guy that was first in line, and we had a couple of inside bets to see which shoe he would take. He ended up taking this Fear of God orange, Fear of God 1 that
really
I think retails for like $350, $400 after tax. And
he had to choose. He could choose any shoe he wanted.
It wasn't for free, like
but it was for like retail.
I put it for $200.
Oh, okay.
And it was like worn ones. And out of all the different deals, we had a bunch of deals. We had Yeezys for $150, some lightly used, sneakers, and then we had some brand new Off-White stuff for retail. There were some pretty good deals in there.
Yeah.
And they chose the Fear God one for $200 first. And then because it was him and his boy that were first in line since like 5 o'clock, we hooked them up each with a brand new pair of Jordan 1 Gym Reds.
Nice.
Brand new shoes. So on the house. And then along with like a little care package of our clothing. So I talked to them at the end, and funny enough, they were the last guys to leave. So they hung out. Yeah, we were open from 12 to 4 in the morning.
God.
And so they stuck around the whole time, and we had people coming in and shopping at all hours, and closed up shop, and then headed over to Topanga. That we opened up the Topanga store. We opened up at 6 in the morning at the mall.
Yeah.
And then that was nuts. Like mall, Black Friday, scary.
Forget about it.
Just the valley, it was nuts. And I don't think at any given time after, I'm going to say 11 a.m., was there ever less than 30 people in our store.
Damn.
Like just grabbing something, finding something, asking for a size, whatever the case may be. So it was a pretty nutty day. Definitely an improvement from last year's Black Friday.
Yeah.
And overall successful, man. This is like, you know, when we get to make room, get ready for the holiday and bring in all types of new stuff. So
nice.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
And that was kind of how.
Did you go home and just knock out after that?
Absolutely. I think that was the quickest and the earliest I've ever been. I think I still, shout out to DJ Peso, man. He like FaceTimed me in the middle of the night and I'm just like looking like a cat that's been outside in the rain for like just like, you ever just look at yourself when you pick up the face and like, oh shit, scared myself. And he just looks at me like, man, you good? Like, I'm like, look, bro, I haven't slept. It's been a long day. I'm not going absolutely anywhere.
How long did you sleep for?
I still slept for like, I think 8 hours, like, which was like, that's long.
So what time did you end up getting home?
Shoot. I left Topanga. We closed at 9. I got home like around 10. Like
9 a.m.?
9:45 p.m. Yeah, when we closed. And I just knocked out. And then I was up like kind of fresh by like 6 in the morning on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. And then Saturday, I got to go check out B-Dot, who was our last guest. He actually got to open up.
All right. Well, what's the grade? What are we giving him?
You know, it's funny. He did his thing, and that's the political way of like not saying like good or bad.
Right.
So I'm not trying to go there.
It's funny how you call yourself out on that.
I had to catch that. I don't want to sound like a dick. But so I got there he did a 10:30, 11:30 set.
Okay.
This club usually doesn't pop off till like 12:30.
Yeah.
So I feel like they kind of put him in the beginning just to see what he could really do.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. And I think Dot really enjoyed it. And he took it on as a challenge. And I think he did a great job. You know, there were a couple moments, and it's funny because I forgot who I was telling. I was like, I don't give advice anymore, or I don't like say anything unless I'm asked for it.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to be that asshole.
Always operate.
Right? You know, it's like I've done that long enough. Or I'll be in the club and you used to not be able to turn off your like, you know, like judgment ear.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I don't care. Like if the place is rocking, he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
If it's different how I do my thing, then cool, that's fine. I accept it. So anyway, so Dot asked me at the end of his set, what did I think?
Yeah.
What could he specifically, what could he have done better? And I was like, oh, okay, like I probably just would have done this a little differently, or I would have put this here and there. But overall, his track selection, he had a dance floor going, which even in that room, like
it's
you don't always see a dance
early,
floor.
huh?
So they were rocking, and so he did a great job, and it was a fun night, man.
You didn't tell him to just go in there and bang it out?
No.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah.
I'm giving DJ advice, not relationship advice.
Well, no, because that's what Carnage said. He said openers should just go in there and bang it out.
Facts. Okay, so we were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Right?
So well, let me.
Yeah, go ahead.
For those that, I mean, by now everyone should. This is going to air a week later, but Carnage said openers should always bang it out. If the headliner DJ gets mad at you, it just shows that they're insecure. That one opening slot might be in front of an important agent or promoter. Give it your all. It can make or break you.
Okay.
I wonder if this was a joke.
React.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's why I'm curious if it was just for clout, like for him to just put that out there to get a reaction from people.
Yeah,
because you have to know that if you say some shit like that, you're going to get a reaction.
The DJ community is small compared to his fan base or people that just all the people that go out to clubs. So like, why would you poke at that community for a reaction? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you seen Carnage DJ?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen him once or twice, and I get like why he said what he said, but I'll start with like the most obvious. Like, he's an artist first, DJ second.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like similar to Mustard, who respectfully, like, he's, I think, the only real hip hop guy that can play records like an EDM guy because he made so many hits.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a catalog.
Yeah.
And when you're an artist, and especially with Carnage, like he's probably got a bunch of cuts that nobody has. It's only in his hard drive.
Yeah.
It's only what he has. So of course he's gonna feel comfortable with somebody quote unquote banging it out or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, like people that are going to see him are going to see what he's gonna do. He's a ticket mover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't apply that concept or that ideology for everyone because we're all playing a lot of the same records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you talk about what records are going to create moments at the club currently within the same circle, like it's really 15 records.
Yeah.
So if out of those 15, someone bangs them out without really thinking about it, you're talking about 7 to 10 records that could possibly be out of your arsenal for the day to create moments.
Yeah.
Well, in his world, at those festivals, whatever their lineup is, you're going to hear the hottest songs get bootlegged and played, different bootlegs versions of the hottest songs in the festival world.
But do you consider people playing before you in a festival openers?
No, but that's why I think he looks at it that way, is because I'm so used to the guys. I don't know, I could be wrong, but if I can put myself in his shoes and think about all the festivals I do, I'm thinking there's 3 or 4 other DJs playing the same song or the same vocals as me, just with different drops. So it's fine. It's normal. It's acceptable in our community of DJs. Now, I could be wrong, and I'm open to being told I'm wrong, but Carnage was an opener at Avalon on Friday nights, Control Fridays, which was one of the best like EDM nights in Hollywood before he blew up. So I like to think he has that opener experience, or he would know what to do, or maybe he's gone so big that he just forgot about how an opener should open up. But even at Avalon, let's use that as an example, because that's not a festival, but it is a ticketed event that everybody's accounted for at the front. So if you take Avalon, every DJ that's spinning there has to blow it off the hinges, because that's what the kids are going for. So you have to go hard or do what you got to do you. And then eventually the kids, and the thing about those crowds is, and I say the kids because it's 18 and over or 19 and over, thing about that crowd is if they don't like the song or they're not feeling it, they just stand there and they patiently wait. They're not upset. They just wait. So if it's early on and it's too much energy for them, they're like, cool, no problem. Like, it's all good. Like this, I'll just wait. And then as the night builds up, and the main guy goes on, it's like another level of energy hits and they go crazy for the headliner. So I'm just saying there's different ways of looking at it. I'm really trying to look at it like him, as opposed to just one of us stepping into a club to do a 2-hour set.
Yeah, because
I think he would just, okay, sorry. I was going to say, I think he'd probably just have to elaborate more on that tweet. You know what I mean? Just kind of.
Yeah, you can't just like leave that there.
Because that leaves it wide open for a lot of interpretation. You know what I mean?
You can't just say pizza sucks.
Yeah.
Like, which one?
Which pizza sucks? From
why
what
does
city?
it suck?
Yeah.
Where is you?
And if I'm on the side of saying that he's wrong, it makes me think back to when this woman opened for me and she banged it out and went extremely hard, and the club was looking at her like, what the fuck are you doing? And when I got on, I had to take the energy down just so I can bring it back up.
Reset the room, yeah.
Yeah, so when I think of that, I'm just like, no, that you don't bang it out early, because it depends on the night. If you go into a marquee or think of any major club in America, you're not the bookers don't want you to bang it out early. In fact, the lights are really low because it's not about you. It's just about setting the mood. So, as opposed to when the headliner gets on, the lights are flickering, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But you're, as an opener in those settings, you're not supposed to bang it out. You're just supposed to get the energy to its proper level before the headliner goes on. And in some cases, they have you at a lower level on the volume on the master. And then when the headliner gets on, they pull the master up for the headliner, just to make sure you don't do anything stupid or just to keep you at a specific level.
Right.
Yeah.
I think just also in the EDM side of the world, because you'd consider Carnage an EDM DJ, right? Category wise.
Yeah. Or let's just say festival DJ.
Festival. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the festival side of things, there's so many subgenres
Yeah.
So like, what are hits?
Yeah.
Like in those different categories, different worlds, like it's literally, yeah, it's in the same city, but it might be in a different neighborhood, right? When it comes to how the record sounds or what works, what doesn't work. And so I feel like, yeah, in that world, you can probably bang shit out and play certain records and still like have this high energy, but you're not really in this dude's hood. Like you're playing some other shit. Versus if you kind of put this vague description of like openers in general should bang it out. I think we all kind of know, as like specifically how we were kind of growing up in this DJ world, that's not the motto. Like, like our job as openers, when we're openers, is to literally throw it off the backboard so the headliner can just slam dunk the shit.
It should be an easy lob.
Right? And so, I don't know, man.
I think it plays, and I mentioned this on earlier podcasts, it's role play, man. Everyone has to play their role and to make the event, the night successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The opener DJ has their role to play. The headliner DJ has their role to play, et cetera, to all make it one. You know, it takes a village to make, you know, this night or successful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, if a bar back starts to be like, no, I want to be a bartender, or a bartender's like, no, I want to be a bottle service, you know what I mean? It's going to create chaos. And, you know, you have to handle all that shit. So and I think in that scenario where he was, you know, especially, you know, for going back to where he tweeted, any agent or booker or anybody that is in a crowd watching out, I think would understand that, you know, that their roles. If you're a booker, you're an agent, you know that, listen, if I have some clients underneath me and I'm putting them in open roles, you know what it means for them. Listen, you have to play this role. You have to play your part. And then, you know, they'll roll us like, yo, this guy's a team player. This girl, you know, this girl's a team player, and go from there and be like, okay, we like what you do. You know, like I said, you know, Miki was saying earlier. So again, it just goes back to just playing the role and not just, that's not how it goes. Oh, I'm going to shoot my shot. This is the only chance. This is not going to be the only chance you get. It might be if you fuck it up. Yeah. It will be your only chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just play the role, man. That's how I look at it.
Let me throw you guys this kind of picture. I've always looked at it this way, and I remember kind of throwing this concept to a couple people, and shout out to Fashion, who actually kind of put the same metaphor into one of his promo videos back in the day. You know, promo videos were hot.
Yeah.
And he's a big art guy.
Right.
And so I've always kind of thought that every night is a blank canvas, right? Yeah. And an opener is just an artist, as just like the main artist. And they're there to put down paint. And they can start with a nice Pantone colorway, or they can start with a crazy neon colorway. The thing is, you both have to be on the same page. And as a headliner, you assume that the guy that's setting the foundation for you to do your thing, which is the main focus of the painting, will complement each other. And so, yeah, if you're doing light colors, like high tones and lows and whatever the case may be, you're going to make a piece of art for the night.
Yeah.
But if you go in there and you're just slapping fucking neon pink,
you're getting
and you're slapping purple, and you're just throwing shit on there without purpose, right? And you're trying to be the focus of the painting. I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be a piece of art.
Right.
It's just a fucking piece of paper.
Well, one thing I want to highlight, and I'm going to have to disagree with him on this, is he said that one opening slot might be in front of an important agent or promoter. Give it your all. So as far as I know, maybe he knows, maybe he's, I don't know. Maybe he knows something I don't. I don't think an agent's going to hear your set and say, hey man, that was a great set. Well, who you signed to? Okay. So as far as I know, you make it in this business, in the producer world, in the artist world, based on who you know. Mm-hmm. If you're coming up under Carnage is going to do his best to get you signed somewhere or sign you to his label and continue to promote you. in regards to the promoter, I can't imagine a promoter say, yo, you just banged it out right before the headliner, man. We need to have you back. Right. But if you do it with the right songs, I can imagine an opener saying, hey, I like a promoter. I'm sorry. I can imagine a promoter saying, I saw what you did. I heard what you did. You didn't burn any songs and you did a great job. I would love to hear, we should do this again. Or I would love to hear you do a more of a headliner set. I think you have a better shot of hearing that than you banging it out with the hardest shit and them saying, wow, that was amazing. We need to have you back.
I agree with you, but just for the sake of like playing devil's advocate in this situation, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he might be saying that as an opener, there's records that you might be able to play that will catch someone's ear, that will want them to sign you as a producer. Like if that's your records and they're like banging records with the energy records, and you made those records, then maybe there's somebody that's going to say, okay,
that's different. If you produce those, if you remix and produce it,
and I can only assume,
and the agent say, yo, whose song is that? And you say, oh, it's my song.
And then that's the only scenario, just for the sake of, because obviously Carnage is not here.
Yeah,
I could play Carnage if you want me to, but like, but no,
you might be 100 pounds lighter than him.
Okay, I'll take it. So, I just think because he can't speak on here for now, that
it's open to interpretation.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So that there's a possible different perspective. You're looking at
we're not trying to say he's wrong. We're just giving ways of looking at it since he's not here to clarify anything. But he could also be speaking on his experiences overseas as well, where you're in Asia and they in some cases they want you to go hard, or you're in festivals in Europe or Tomorrowland and you have to go hard. You're not, David Guetta isn't, taking it easy because the chain smokers are going after him.
Fuck no.
So there might be some overseas situations where
I think in the festival world, you're just paid to do you. And,
you have to.
Everything is like,
it's different in that world.
Like everybody hits the, Men in Black light after every set. And it's just like, all right, new set. Here we go.
Exactly.
But the good thing about overseas is I think they're open to more music. So you can have a more wide range and well-versed set as opposed to in America. But at the same time, if you're in America, if you're someone like Carnage playing no matter where you are, you're going to give them whatever you want to give them. You're not concerned about what they like. You're just going to give them what you want to play.
Yeah.
That's like every producer's set in the world that I've heard. They don't care if these people know these songs. This is what they know. These are the songs they want to play, so they're going to play them.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I did see a tweet that spoke a little about the differences between playing in America or playing overseas, or just kind of in general that, when you're in this, let's call it States, that you're kind of stuck playing some of the same records or the same format.
Yeah.
And versus outside of the States, it seems like people are a little more accepting of, I don't know, like the wider range or the ability to play records that might be a little older or, you probably could speak on that the best because you've been in Asia and a couple different places more recently than us.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with that tweet. And I think, a lot of DJs would have more fun if they got that experience or that opportunity to DJ overseas, because it is a bigger world and you will realize, oh shit, I can play these songs out here. Like they still love these old songs or these random obscure songs or B-sides or whatever. When I did Trademark, and shout out to Ed Robertson, I played damn near everything in my Serato. Like they were open to anything and everything, and it was lit. Like
what was the weirdest? Like, what's the most like off? Like the record you haven't played in the longest time.
That went off for him.
Probably.
And you were like, "Oh shit! Here's this record. Let me get the dust off and cue it up."
I think I played one older than this one, but I want to say it's probably a J-Lo song, like an old J-Lo song.
We talking like 96 BPM, like
we talking about like
Rule
Jenny on
Day.
the Block.
We talking like
I think it was a 125 joint.
Waiting on Tonight or like
Something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What would make you even think of playing something
that's
like
just my
that?
record.
Because I'm just like, I don't know, man. You get in
Literally
that zone.
just throwing shit out there.
I'm telling you, like, you get in that zone, yo, these guys are open to anything. Let me just dig. Like, you start to have more fun with it because you want to dig. I haven't played this one, or I've been wanting to play this, but I haven't got the opportunity yet.
You throw up your LMFAO horns when you play party rock?
No, I don't.
Do you even play party rock anymore?
Oh, yeah. There's this remix on DJcity that it's probably been up for less than a year. It's fire. It's got like a Moombatone drums to it.
Yeah.
That shit is fire. And the funny thing is I play that song more than when I was Red Food's DJ or touring with LMFAO because I got so used to playing on tour. I just didn't think, that probably doesn't make sense, but I didn't think to play it in my club sets.
No, trust me.
So I just didn't play it. But ever since I like stopped touring with him, I find myself playing it more. It's like a go-to for me when I'm in 128 range because I think it's at that point where it's like time to bring it back and it's gonna hit just as hard as it did before. But yeah, no. Back to the question with the music overseas. Yeah, I think you can do more than just the usual suspects that you can do in America, and I think DJs will have more fun. When I do Bang Bang, I was talking to Jay Espinoza about a Bang Bang in Singapore, and he said, "Do you get that feeling like that these people just all they want to hear is sing-alongs?" It's like absolutely all they want to hear is sing-alongs, but it's sing-alongs you really don't want to. You can't play in America, or
right.
I'll do the Grand and Memoir, and I'd say I can probably do the most there in America than anywhere else. But when I go overseas, I can do more overseas than I can do at the Grand because people are more open to it. We were talking to B-Dot.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how he can play a lot of different genres.
Oh, like in Australia.
In Australia, yeah. And I mentioned Ring My Bell by Will Smith. Like no one's playing that in America, but overseas in Australia.
Got that in my Serato.
I don't even think people even know that song.
Right. but in Australia, every time it dropped, people were going crazy for it. In Sydney, the biggest city in Australia, or the most poppin' city.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I understand the tweet. I think it also has to do, again, it's like maybe it's a little vague because there's so many different parties. And I think the parties and the cities justify the ability of what you're able to play, right? Because in LA, you can go to the Poppies on a Friday night, or the Nightingale Greystone on a Sunday night.
Yeah,
but then you could also
it's Hyde now, isn't it?
That's mine.
It's Hyde now, isn't it?
Don't
Greystone.
You look at my water.
Greystone's on Sunday, right?
Yes.
I think it's at Hyde for now.
It jumps between Hyde and Nightingale.
Oh, okay.
But they still call it Greystone.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
But it's the same party. Yeah. And you could go to those parties or you could be at the Do-Over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of same day, same city, but you're going to have a completely different experience. And the range of music that you're able to play is going to be completely different.
Yeah.
Shout out to Four Color Zach. Like, I mean, when he did his Boo Over mix, that went
The Office,
a craze to the interwebs.
Yeah.
Everybody couldn't help but notice like the crazy shit that he's playing. I think that partly has to do because it's Four Color Zach.
Yeah.
But it also has to do with the party and how you educate your crowd.
Yeah, and I think, and we're not going to say his name because he deleted the tweet, so maybe that's why we haven't said his name. But that guy that did tweet it, I like to think he does much cooler parties in both the States and outside the country, to where you have the freedom to play a lot of random and cool stuff. But not everyone gets that experience. Some people are exclusive to just exclusive to only playing specific songs for their night. And it's usually a hip hop night where you play 10 hip hop songs.
Yeah. I think it's just a shortage of those cool parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The financial sexy parties tend to lean towards bottle service at the moment.
Right.
The fun parties, I think, are produced by people who just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to what you're going to see more, well, the club needs to make money because they got rent to pay, they got payroll to pay, it's a business. So you're going to see a lot more parties that have to do with the financial gain than they do about the emotional or impactful moments,
Yeah.
you know? And I think very few have figured out how to combine the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it is important, you know, for those cool parties, the everyday peoples, the do-overs, the tribes,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Those parties that you just know if you go in there, you'll be able to play whatever and people will accept it.
Yeah.
You know, to a certain range.
I read a post. I also read a post recently that kind of touches on what Miki was speaking about, and it just gives a different perspective because I think as DJs, we sometimes get spoiled, or you know, or I shouldn't say we not necessarily we get spoiled, but we get upset, I guess, for layman's terms, about these parties that we do because we have to continue playing the same shit, or we feel like we have to continue playing the same shit or whatnot. And the post basically said that we have, as DJs, we have to understand that 90% of our audience aren't music connoisseurs like we are. You know, they're not looking to see what the next hot track is or want to hear it. Like, they're honestly just there to hear familiar shit to get away from the bad day or the bad week that they're trying to get away from. And us as DJs have to keep that in mind. And you know what I mean? And I was just like, you know what? Like, that's a dope perspective to have because we do get in there and we're like you said, I wasn't playing Party Rock Anthem because I was playing it so much on tour that I wouldn't even think when I was playing it, when I was in the club doing my own shit, not to think to play that. Yeah. Because you know, you could have been over it. I'm just overplaying that track. You know what I mean? And it happens to me. I'm sure it happens to all of us where we just like, yo, we constantly, you know,
or because we're always trying to play new stuff and we forget.
We're trying to push the envelope so much.
And we push the older stuff out, but the older stuff still works.
And that's what's familiar with our crowd. And we have to be like, yo, and I use the term like dumb it down, which I said to myself, I'm going to stop doing that because it's not fair to, you know, people that I play out to that they don't have, you know, they have 9-to-5s. Like their 9-to-5 is to go out and do whatever it is they are, or whatever their career path is. Their career path is not music. They're not sitting in their laptops waiting for new shit to come out every day, every week or whatever, and on it, you know, listening to it. I mean, yeah, there are people out there that are doing that, but how many of those people are actually coming to the club? If you really think about it, right? Because they're like, they're not gonna play the shit that I want to hear in the club. Yeah, they're gonna play shit that I don't want to hear. So, you know, it definitely gave a different perspective, and having that understanding as a DJ and that approach, I think would allow us to have a lot more fun, be more open to continue to play, and just finding different ways to, you know, create and expose these tracks, these familiar tracks that we're used to or we don't think to play because we're just like, oh, we're over this shit or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, it's but I can imagine like I've never DJ'd overseas, but I've been in the spots overseas, and I can see like the wide range, the variety of music that is played and people react to it, and like it definitely is refreshing when you're used to like being in the music industry and hearing the same stuff out in the nightlife and stuff like that, and then going somewhere completely different culture and being like, oh shit, they responded to this, right?
And that's another thing is people overseas, they're late to trends, they're late to music. So
I'm sure in some city, in some country, Act Up is going off right now.
Just started going off,
and I think I'm at the point where I'm like, do I even need to play this record?
So you're at that point where you're like, you're trying not to play it.
Yeah. I mean, it's cold girl winter right now.
Yeah. It's free. It's brick out here. Y'all better bundle up.
All those girls that were dissing me, I see them with their blankets by themselves right now.
Or booed up with some nigga.
I mean, okay.
It's not helping the man's cause.
Playing on both sides of that, right? Like, there's probably just how we may get to the point where we're like, man, I'm tired of playing whatever same records or same vibe. There's definitely some DJ overseas or in the Midwest or the East Coast, and they're like, yo, I want to play those 20 records in LA.
Yeah.
That would be, you know, fucking ecstasy for them, you know, like it'd be a crazy moment. Just how, you know, sometimes you need a refresher. So every now and then, I think everybody needs something new and something fresh. But it really just comes down to the party and the crowd, I think, and how the venue or promoters that were, you know, selected to put together those moments or those places, you know, they play a role.
5 years from now, is bottle service still the thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think you'll see a lot less dance floors and more bottle service tables.
There's always going to be someone willing to pay for exclusivity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if you're asking the question, will it be dead? Dead means gone.
Gone. No, I don't think they'll be gone.
I don't think it'll ever be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think people, and I think even now, people are still pushing the envelope to that exclusivity.
Yeah.
You know, how can, because all the venues are just getting smaller.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the smart kind of angle at the moment.
Yeah.
You just charge more, you know?
Yeah.
Less employees, less overhead.
No.
But it's going to be interesting to see. I think the parties just need to, we should start our own party.
Yeah, shout out to everybody out there that's putting together their own parties, man. A lot of these DJs, a lot of these promoters or whatever are putting together some dope parties, man. And,
100%.
You know, we don't as a DJ culture shine enough light, or I feel we don't shine enough light on those type of parties, because we bitch and complain about whatever being in these clubs or whatever, and we was like, yo, just go throw your own party if that's the case. You know.
Well, see, here's something I like, because you mentioned that. There's something I like to throw out there. 5 years from now, I think those parties will take over bottle service, because people are going to start going out to more of those parties, and they're going to realize, like, yo, it's just fun to just hear some good shit and just to dance and not spend a lot of money doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm not saying it's going to wipe out bottle service, but I think there are a lot of parties popping up, and all it takes is some club owner to say, why don't we do that theme on a Friday night? It seems to go well on an off night. Why don't we do it on a Friday night where people want to hear more of the dance friendly music, more of the stuff they grew up listening to, mixed in with the newer stuff. And one example I can think of is a party out in Slate, in New York, called Slate. Shout out to Greg Grooves. He does a party. He does Fridays and Saturdays, or one of the two, but it's dance floor driven, and he plays everything under the sun. And this is New York.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. This is a meatpacking.
18 and over.
I don't know, maybe, but regardless, I think people are going to want to go out and just have a good time and not want to spend money. And, you know, we've heard before, the younger crowds, they're not trying to spend a lot of money.
Well, because they're 18.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about 21 and over. A lot of the younger people don't want to spend money.
But I think even those parties, like you said, those parties that, you know, a lot of these DJs are, you know, whoever are putting together and doing themselves and creating a dance floor, at some point, it's a business. So they're going to be 100%.
Like, yo, they're going to go where the money is.
Yeah, they're going to go. They don't have to go to the money. And I think that they're going to start incorporating more table situations or reservation style situations.
Shout out to, I could be wrong here, but I think Mike Snedeker was behind the idea of the Tao like shared VIP experience, which was like, you can buy like a spot at a table, and they would like combine people who didn't want to spend all the money on a table, and put you together.
It's almost like a reservation.
So that
space,
way you take the minimum collectively, but you're still able to get that experience without having to fork up the entire $2,000 or $3,000, whatever the minimum can be at the time. So I think that's the forward thinking that we might see. But I think for 18 and over clubs and just in general, like financially speaking, and the way clubs typically structure deals with promoters, the venue keeps a big chunk of the bar, but usually gives up 100% of the door. That I might just be speaking for LA, but I know that's a lot of the times how things are structured. So with an 18 and over, if you're not collecting that big check, because the bar is going to be light, like that probably won't go very far. Like you'd have to really come up with some sort of, unless you start, you know, selling 6 packs of Capri Suns at the club.
But
I'm with that shit, by the way. Just for the record, I'm voting for that.
I don't. Shout out to Tony Hansen, Capri Suns.
Yo, Capri Sun Poppy.
I don't know. We don't know. We can sit here and speculate, but this is a very copycat industry. If it happens, if it does well for one club, eventually they'll all do it. And I think if bottle service starts to go down, bottle service sales go down, the club owners are going to be forced to do something different and stop trying to be cool.
I think they're going to have to close and become smaller. Scaling is like one of the most difficult things in any business. It doesn't matter what.
But some of these clubs are like, let's say Poppy. If Poppy bottle service stops working out for Poppy, they can't close and get smaller. They got to figure something out.
Their line is so far out the door.
I'm just saying, like, take a venue as small as Poppy. You can't get any smaller.
Format and
you just have to start.
I don't see their demand to lack of demand is so separated. Like, I get what you're saying.
I'm just take the name out.
Okay.
I'm just saying the size of the venue. Yeah. You can't get any smaller than that. So you have to figure out if you want to continue to keep that venue open.
No,
you have to get creative.
Venues closing is not and
then reopen and try and sell bottles again.
No, you shift the business model or you shift the space. That's just business. That's how everybody operates. How many clubs have you seen go up and go down or go up right back change a different name? It's because they're gonna try and sucker whoever else into like taking over that lease or taking over the build out or whatever the case may be. I think it just comes down to creative solutions. You know?
Yeah.
Agreed.
We shall see.
Word.
Well, shit. I think that does it for us.
Episode
23.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Make sure to repost us.
Please.
Tag us.
Please.
Check us out.
Please.
At
Tell a friend.
DJ Rell 12 on IG.
At DJ, sorry, I was talking was at DJ Rell 12.
Yep. On all platforms.
Say it. Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
At DJ Dainjazone.
Yep.
At Hey MikiWAR. Thank you guys for tuning in. MikiDz Podcast.